Since everyone loved our 1.17 T-Rex fossil skull design we came up with, we decided to make a tutorial so you can build it yourself. But before we get started with today's tutorial, consider clicking that red subscribe button, make it grey, you can always change your mind later. Let's get started. Since this is an organic build, the tutorial is going to be more a step-by-step template that I'm gonna put the pictures in the video somewhere whenever we get to it to see each layer so you can copy it by yourself. But let's first explain how these layers work out. Well, in the case of this T-Rex skull, we have a total of 6 different layers. The first 5 are gonna repeat themselves in the other side, while the last one, the center, that's a unique one and it's just gonna be there, you know? This is because organic builds don't work like normal builds, such as redstone or some more different types of builds like that church over there. These ones can work out without having a step-by-step template and you can adapt them to your needs. Well, the redstone one not so much, but the church one you can. Amazing videos, all in the wrong language. In a moment, I'm gonna put on screen all the different templates. The green, blue, purple, red, orange and yellow ones. And as you can see here in the bottom, you can see green goes on the out corners, yellow goes in the middle, and all the other colors go in between as they change in the rainbow. These templates are pretty self-explanatory. They consist on block, slab, or stair, which stairs have its normal orientation, that would be how you would see it from the side, and the ones that are like a dark slab and a light slab, those pretty much mean that the dark part is gonna be the part where the stair is longer, while the lighter is the one where it's shorter. So without further ado, why don't I show you the templates? They're gonna stay for 5 seconds each one of them, so you can pause the video, take a picture, and build it on your own. Okay, now that you have done the template, you're gonna see something like this. A toothless only granite skull. Did I really just say skull? I mean skull, but okay, it's understandable either way. And now this thing is gonna eat me! Now to place the teeth, the first thing you're gonna need to do is to locate these little outlines on the inside on both the top and the bottom section of the tooth. From here, there are only 6 teeth that are actually placed accordingly. All of the other ones are kind of randomized and this goes to your own liking. But these 6 teeth work in a really easy way. It's in the bottom, the corners go 3 high. And the center goes 4. While on the top is the other way around. The corners go down 4, while the center only goes down 3. Now after the 6 main teeth are placed down, you're gonna go to the sides and start placing more of them. The first one is gonna go there. This one, because it's still on the inside and it's gonna leave a little bit of like the curvature, it's gonna help it out. And from there, we're gonna place some of them, leaving a little bit of gaps in between. You can have maybe 3, even 4. The original design has 1 with 4 all together. And then you can have this, all with gaps in between. Why? Because, let's be honest, not all teeth are gonna be equally sharp, and that makes it look a little bit more realistic. And sorry about those weird movements. We're gonna do the same on the other side. This is kind of randomized. We're gonna grow the teeth a little bit in a moment, but first we need the layout of where they are gonna go. Now after we got that, we can start doing this. I mean, not there, but here. You can start like putting, that one will be a 2, that one will be a 3 maybe, although that makes them be the same height and that looks kind of weird. That's why you mostly have to randomize and see what you like, what you don't, and in this case, let's do it like this, you know. And another advantage that we have is that the top part only connects here, but from this point onwards, the last teeth, they are all not connected, so you could make them out without a debug stick, and they could even be touching each other if they weren't with a debug stick and all of that crazy stuff. Now that we've placed the teeth on the bottom, we're gonna do the same thing on top. Also reminder, don't put teeth in every single piece, it's gonna not look the same way, and the gaps just make it look a lot more natural, so please remember that part. We're gonna do the same thing we did on the bottom. We place them kind of randomly, and after that we're just gonna grow the teeth. a couple of blocks, you know. In here you can have 1s, you can have 2s, you can have 3s, 4s, even 5 sometimes can work out if they're in the background, you know. And for example, this is what I'm telling you with the back teeth. You can put them on the same vertical height, and due to them being 1 block apart, there's no risk of overlapping, as if you were to do that here on the front, yeah, that doesn't look like the best T-Rex dude. It works out great for other stuff, but not for T-Rex dude. After you feel comfortable with how it looks, which I'm kind of doing here, of course there are a little bit of tweaks like adding that dude and going around it. It's just the best way to realize what looks good, what needs a little bit of work. Like for example, that needs a little bit of work, and with that we are gonna raise that one up, and the same with this one, just so it doesn't look all the same. And now that we have that, we have to place string on top of everyone in order to stop the growth. Now, with the string all placed out, you can see we are getting closer to the finished product, but there's one thing still missing, and that's the texturing. For this, we're gonna do the Dripstone blocks, and we're gonna place them around, as you can see here, randomly in assortments of 1, maybe 2 in a line or 2 diagonals, as you can probably see over here somewhere, please. There you go. You have 2 diagonals, 2 on line, 2 on the other orientation of the line, and some that are on their own. Why is this? Because only granite looks very plain. Just remember that since we don't have dripstone stairs and slabs, those are the parts of the T-Rex that you're not gonna be able to change to dripstone. But everywhere else, you can pretty much change as much blocks as you like, as long as it keeps looking good. And since looking good is subjective, feel free to change the wall texture. You can even change the block palettes, you know? Maybe adding some copper if you want, for some reason, a steampunk T-Rex, that could work out. Copper, I'm pretty sure it will mix quite nicely with granite. And now, just by seeing it like this, you can see the amount of power just randomly changing the blocks has in a build. It makes it look way less monotone, and honestly, it does a lot of good work for it, because now you can see more depth in it, and it looks just a lot better overall. Also, another thing you could do in this specific type of design, because it's a fossil, so let's be honest, not all fossils are so perfectly preserved, so you could add a little bit of breakage, maybe on one top of here where the ear should be, or maybe in the mandibles, the nose. I mean, feel free to change it all the way you want to. This is not because so you can make it exactly the same. I mean, the base is gonna be exactly the same, but the randomized teeth and the random assortment of texturing, maybe even the color palettes, you know? And talking about color palettes, why don't we see how this looks as a steampunk T-Rex? It doesn't look that bad, you know? It's kind of interesting to see how much the palettes can change, and if you want a more metallic look to it, you can use the, what is this one? Lightly weather cut copper. It mixes quite well with the granite and with the other block, the dripstone, as well as the fact that, well, we have stairs and slabs of this thing, you know? So that pretty much means that you can even change this up if you want to. Of course, this is leaving it on wax, so it can rust, which also would look really cool. I mean, let me change a lot of the blocks here, and why don't we do a little bit of a kind of a time lapse to see how the fossil just gets all green, and yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So here we have it, Steampunkosaurus Rex, and now, why don't we let this beauty oxidize? Hit that time lapse.
God, he's taking so long. Someone please help. It's been more than 2 hours now. Oxygen man, knows whatever oxygen can. Make water out of hydrogen with underwater and outer space. Into Ross Copper, here comes the oxygen man. I mean, that definitely took a while, but the result is actually quite cool. Of course, the fit doesn't match with the rest of the fossil, but hey, you can only do so much, you know? And, well, we needed the help from Oxygen Man. Now his theme song is in my mind. I don't know, how will I ever forget it? I don't even know. But either way, this thing looks really cool, and of course, we did need a little bit of help because it was legit 2 hours and a half. I mean, yeah, in the time-lapse it doesn't look like it because my recording kind of messed up and it kept repeating itself. Probably it was like that, but we won't worry about that. We obviously needed help because this thing is supposed to take about 16 hours. Yeah, you heard that right, 16 hours just to change one block to the other. And honestly, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to keep the same camera position, you know? I'm really glad Oxygen Man came to help us. I'm really do. I'm really glad, no I really do. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So, as always, remember, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below by turning that red subscribe button gray. We'll see you next time. Reach out! Yes, fossils are totally made out of copper, don't judge me.